to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Tammy DeWolfe, and today we're in Tuscany at El Molino di Grace Vineyard. Let's go check it out. This afternoon we're here with Daniel from El Molino di Grace Vineyards. And Daniel, can you tell me about how long have you owned this vineyard? Your family's owned this vineyard.
So we were fortunate enough to come into this land in 1996, and these are vineyards first planted by Franciscan monks in the 1500s, and so we're fairly new temporary stewards of this land.
That's amazing. And you mentioned when we were walking around a little bit earlier that there was a monastery up the road here. How does that play into the heritage of the vineyard?
Great question. So at the top of our hill, there exists a church in San Molino, right outside of Penzano. And at one point in the 13th century, that church was a Franciscan monastery. And the road that splits the vineyard, it's an old Etruscan road that dates back literally 2,000 years. In the 13th, 14th, 15th century, that very Etruscan road had connected this Franciscan monastery in Penzano to a Franciscan monastery in Rada, some 15 kilometers away. So steep, humbling history on this land.
Wow, that's just amazing. There's so much history here.
So much history.
And I've noticed that there's a lot of artwork, statues, really framed artwork within the wine tasting area. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So we're these sort of strange Californian foreigners in this beautiful land. And so for us, this property, this hillside, it's a celebration of history, it's a celebration of culture, it's a celebration of all those who have toiled before us and who will toil after us. And so we believe we're growing more than just fruit, right? And so we've commissioned and erected so many statues, commissioning with local artists, natural resources, local wood, local minerals. And so we believe this land should be fruitful in terms of sort of celebrating artistry, local artistry.
And can you tell me a little bit about the variety of grapes that you grow here in the vineyard?
Sure. So where we are in Penzano, which is the epicenter of the Chianti Classico zone in the heart of Tuscany, this is pure Sangiovese land. So our primary varietal is Sangiovese. Now, if you studied Latin back in school,
did not,
you'd be able to tell me what Sangiovese means. And so Sangio is blood. Sangiovese is the blood of Jove. So the point being, the Etruscans first, then into the Franciscan monks, now the Tuscans. We take our Sangiovese seriously.
So truly, blood is in the ground, and that's what makes the whole world go round.
Absolutely, and I think I've come from a philosophy: you step foot in any vineyard anywhere in the world, any farm for that matter, and it's a spiritual endeavor. And so for us, again, it's sort of this celebration of something bigger than us. And so Sangiovese is our primary varietal. We have some other indigenous fruits, some Caniolo, some Colorino. We've got a little Trebbiano, a white varietal. We have some Merlot at the base of the property. But being true to our California roots, and again, I think being acutely aware of our California roots, we made the decision in the 90s, and the only change we made to this land was rip out all the Cabernet, just so we weren't tempted to scratch that itch.
Understood. And can you expand on just a little bit about how hard it is to own a vineyard and start a vineyard here, not being a native Italian? Exactly.
Well, it had its challenges. You can see my hair, most of which I lost in the early days. As Americans, we came in thinking we were, using authenticity as our compass. And initially, I think we came in, we're doing all the right things, and I think locally there was a sense of, here come the Americans, and we're going to put in a Starbucks and a casino. And it took time to kind of bare our soul and to kind of be wholly integrated into the local community, because we were here for the right reasons, for the long haul. And so we certainly had its challenges. We certainly made our share of mistakes, but I think now we're as embedded in this community as our neighbors and our friends and our fellow producers who have been here, and their families have been here for generations upon generations.
So really being authentic and ingrained in the community really helped you get to where you are today.
It's everything. And I think, the clock ticks slower in Tuscany. So I think, 26 vintages in, we've sort of finally figured
there,
out.
I think.
Yeah, it took some time to get to know our own hills and soil and soul and all of that. And I think being just sort of true to the land is the great equalizer.
Is your wine available around the world?
Great question. So at a full yield, we produce about 250,000 bottles of wine, most of which is exported. The United States is our biggest export market. Canada's a big market. The UK is a big market. Our wine's available all throughout Europe, in Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan. But the United States is indeed our biggest market.
Terrific. Well, I thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and walking your vineyard. It has been very, very inspirational.
Grazie.